rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everybody. All right. We have a couple people that have received service recognition awards. They unfortunately cannot be here. Sierra Greenwood, 5 years. She works third shift in our 911. And Sharon Dupuy in our treasurer's office for 20 years. We thank them both for their services to the county and taxpayers. Item number 1.
I make a motion to approve item number 1 on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Hall, approve item 1, approve the minutes of July 12th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Item 2.
Make a motion to ratify and or approve the following cash disbursements and electronic payments that are listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 2 on the agenda to ratify and approve the cash disbursements and electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item 3.
Make a motion to approve the seminar requests listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve the seminar requests under item 3. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 4.
I make a motion to approve item number 4 on the agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 4, due to correct a clerical error to amend the date listed on the previous agenda from June 28th to July 12th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 5 on the agenda, approve the transfer of Matthew Higgins from Windsor, New York, from the position of 911 telecommunicator to the open union position of field appraisal. Questions or comments? Yes.
Is Robert Hyde now the new director of assessment? He replaced Button?
No, he replaced Mary Nolte, but yes, Robert Hyde is the new director of assessment.
So this man, Matthew, is going from 911 to be an assessor?
Yes.
So a totally different department?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6.
Make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 6 on the agenda, approve the hiring of Timothy Smith, Endicott, to the non-union position of technology technician. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 7.
Make a motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 7 on the agenda, ratify approve the transfer of Jeff Poliniak Montrose from the 911 telecommunicator to the 911 full-time union position of IT technician. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 8.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to acknowledge with regret the retirement of Deborah Strong, County Detective, District Attorney Office, effective close of business August 30th, 2017. And of course, that's with regret. Debbie is one of our longest running employees here. I think it's now 39 years she's been here. So we wish her all the best in her retirement and hope she enjoys her time. Any questions or comments?
So that position is open now?
That position is open now.
Are you advertising yet for that?
I don't think we did yet. At least get through acknowledging that somebody's retiring first.
Okay.
So. All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment.
You can put a jump up.
Hey, Mary.
Well, go, she put her hand up, but take Stacy.
Go ahead, Stacy. Go
All
ahead.
right. Can we get an assessment on the damage from last Thursday night and a general assessment of damage from the storms around the county?
Well, unfortunately, it seems that our storms lately are every one of them's Armageddon. We don't have a small rainstorm anymore. Everything's from 5 inches to 8 inches of rain. At the county office, before last Thursday, there was a lot of damage in the Halsted area from the storms the week previous. Mostly roadways and creeks that have been beaten up pretty bad from the heavy rains. I know that Conservation and DEP is looking at some of them. I know PennDOT is working on some of the roads that were damaged back from that process. Last Thursday's storm, of course, hit the 911 center and Probation. Probation and 911 were inundated with water. Probation department, everything basically inside the building in that department was a total loss. Ceilings are being removed, all the flooring, the carpeting was destroyed. We've had to cut the sheetrock up on the walls and get rid of some of the sheetrock to replace that. All the computers are gone, all the telephones are gone, all the monitors are gone. They all got wet and pretty much fried them all. Unfortunately, that was above the 911 center, so the water went into the 911 center. The 911 center, of course, was moved to across the street temporarily until we could assess what was going to happen in that building. Since then, it's been moved back into the large conference room downstairs, the EOC conference room. That is going to be the new home for 911 for right now. All of their equipment needs to be replaced. We're talking like there's going to be probably about 60, 70 computers with everything, probably about 60, 70 monitors, probably close to 20 telephones. All the big screen TVs on the wall that we had in 911 are shot, need to be replaced. The old 911 center, the 911 center that they were in, everything under the floor, all the electrical, all the wiring in there is all trashed. That's all no good now. It was underwater. The electrical circuits in the walls all have to be yanked because water got into the circuits and shorted out several of them. In addition to that, of course, we lost the 2 grinder pumps for the sewage in that building, and they were 30 years old, and it took a while to get 2 new ones shipped in overnight. But we have that back and it's running and we are okay. In the meantime, we had porta johns as well as allowed people to come across the street to use the bathrooms over here. The total cost at this point depends on how far we go with it. If we were to put the 911 back in its original location, we're talking millions of dollars. So, and of course, we have a lot of overtime for people that have been working around the clock, 24 hours a day during this process to get it cleaned up. We brought Serpro in the night that it happened. They were here on site within 2 hours after we called them. Started treating the facility and airing it out and getting the damaged products out. We also used prisoners from the jail the following day to help remove flooring and walls and ceilings to get all of that outside and get it out of the building immediately so we could start the drying process. Serpro has finished the 2nd floor where Probation was. They've treated the walls, they've treated the floors, everything's been dried out. The moisture content is where it's supposed to be. We currently now have contractors in there rebuilding that room, that area right now with new sheetrock, new ceilings, and new floors. Goal is to have that building back operational for Probation by the middle of end of next week. 911, we're probably 3 weeks of getting that back to normal. We are using makeshift computers where we can. Everything is working okay, but we do lose computers and monitors at times because some of those have been wet before. So those new computers will be here this coming week, and we'll be able to start changing over, getting the consoles back in place for them and getting those up. The electricians were in for 2 days getting everything wired up so we could get them into that area. Those consoles have to have special wiring. Each console has to have two dedicated circuits to each console. And plus, we were fortunate to have people from all over the place pitch in. Started with the United Fire Company that did an excellent job for us. They came on scene first through their expertise. They found that the cause was the roof drains on the roof. They immediately plugged them, which saved us even more damage to the comm center and to the facility over there. So United did a great job. They got out the water they could with their pumps and controlled the situation. We immediately fixed the problem that caused the infiltration, got that taken care of. Our maintenance department, our 911 people all went above and beyond and did everything they had to make sure everything worked. We never, and even though there was reports that we evacuated, which we did do, we never lost any operation in our 911 center. We had people running consoles in the old place until the new was set up over here, and we never lost a beat in it. We did have everybody man their fire stations just in case there was a hiccup that we couldn't see or additional storms would come through. But I think it was shortly after midnight we told them they could all stand down. So we went through every precaution that needed to be taken. Everybody again stepped up, did their work. The Montrose Borough Police, the state police, everybody, it was all hands on deck. Everybody helped out. Lackawanna County did send their portable RV up, which has all the radios in it. We used that for the first night until we could get back on our own radios. So, they also sent some of their people from their 911 center, emergency management, to assist. So we thank them. Bradford County sent people, Pike County sent people, Wayne County sent people, Wyoming. So this is probably one of those things that best demonstrates how good we are in Pennsylvania. When there's a crisis or a problem, how all the agencies pull together, come together and help each other when there's a problem. So it's kind of like that brotherhood of 911 and EMA, where if one county has an issue, everybody in the other counties jump over and help out and do everything they can. The director of PEMA was here the following day, came in, met with us, and offered any assistance that they could. Of course, I told him I just needed a bag of money, and of course he didn't have that with him, so he couldn't help us with that. So that's pretty much where we're at. We are still moving forward with our designs for our new 911 center. Now we will push that even into higher gear to get that process going and see what we can do to get that going. I know that Casey's office called Mary Ann yesterday and expressed their concern. I did hear from Lisa Baker yesterday. Those are the two individuals that have contacted our county so far. Haven't heard from the other ones. I reminded Lisa Baker of our grant that we have sitting in Harrisburg, that we need everybody's support on that for the new 911 center. We need to get that grant pushed through. It's in the pending capital budget in Harrisburg. Told them that they needed to reach out to the other senators and people in Harrisburg. We need to get support on that, get that through. So that's kind of where that is. The old 911 center, and I'm calling it the old 911 center where 911 used to be. Our goal right now is to change that over to immediately over to the EMA center, EOC. That'll become a large conference room instead of the other one. So we're just kind of flip-flopping from now. It's going to have the least cost impact. It would cost millions of dollars to move everything back into the original 911 center, and that would be a foolish expense if we need to build a new facility. So we'll just keep them where they're at right now. We'll make the provisions we need to make that function. We'll make the other room into the large conference room again, so we have that, and then we'll move forward from there. Now, as far as the rest of the county, of course, that was last Thursday night. Since then, we've had other storms. We've got reports of like 8 inches of rain that came through Choconut and Little Meadows and Silver Lake and into Forest Lake. I know that Choconut has lost one of their bridges. I know that Snake Creek Marina received a lot of damages at their facility. I know that people have lost a lot of crops in the area. They've lost corn crops, they've lost pumpkin crops. Hay that was getting ready to be cut is totally matted down and ruined. So there's a lot of farmers in the area that have taken a lot of hits from this. Let alone, PennDOT, of course, has had a lot of damage to the culverts on the sides of the roads. If there wasn't a culvert, there is now because of the water. So there's a lot of issues there. I know people lost, one person lost a excavator that they were working on a project and the water came through and took out some stuff and flipped the excavator over on them. So there's a lot of damages throughout the county. And hopefully, people will help their neighbors and people will be conscious that some people are not doing well because of the flooding. I know that some of the people that worked here are off right now because they've had some flooding on their properties. So, our thoughts and prayers are with them. We hope that, their neighbors and friends that help them will continue to help them. And again, that's one of the best things about Susquehanna County, and being in Susquehanna County, we are very, when it comes to a crisis situation where people have problems, people in our county do step up and help their neighbors, and we're thankful for that. So, that's where we're at so far.
Question. So will the county be eligible for FEMA funds to get back up, or do you have to spend a whole bunch of money before they'll give you anything?
Yeah, we won't. It's highly unlikely we would qualify to meet the threshold to get it.
You gotta spend.
Of course, we are insured, so insurance will cover a portion of that, if not most of it. So that's what we're hoping for. We had an adjuster here last week, and I just met with an adjuster at 8:30 this morning before this meeting that's here also. We've uploaded all the pictures to our insurance company, so they're all available to them, so that, we've got documentation of what's going on. Anything that was, we were fortunate that the insurance company let us take any electronics that were destroyed, just take a picture of them, and then we can remove them from the site instead of stockpiling everything, so that's helped us too.
Data in probation,
Yes.
is that backed up on
Oh, yeah.
on an outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. and
I
all
thought
the-
so, but I
yeah,
just wanted to.
They do have some working files. The working files, fortunately, were in their system, or in their cabinets, so they didn't get wet. But all their other files are all done electronically, so they're all on the mainframe. They're not stored on, none of our information is stored on
So they
the
don't have
desktop.
like an independent server?
No, there's no desktop that it's served on. It's all on the servers upstairs or at the state, because they do have systems where they're tied to the state.
That's true.
Yes.
Can you explain more how this water got in, since we've had storms before? How could this have happened? It's such a major thing.
Well, what happened is that the water that came was so violent, so quick, that it took the roof drains that were in that building, the piping that comes out of it. There's two 6-inch roof drains that have two 6-inch pipes that come down, hooked to a 12-inch pipe and go over and go out. This is all inside the building. What happened was that water came so hard, so fast, that it shook that piping so forcefully that it pulled the lag bolts right out of the ceiling trusses, and the pipe dropped out, and that's what caused it. We've taken measures now to correct that so that we will never have that problem again.
Did you ever have any warnings before this, that there's a problem with that
No.
setup, or
No.
that something needed to be done?
No, it's, that building's, I don't know, how old's that building? 50, 100 years old, and been that way forever, and never had a problem with it. So
Even
it's
when we had
just-
the floods like in 2006, 2011?
Well, if you remember the difference in the flood of 6 and 11, that was 6 to 9 inches of rain or 11 inches of rain over a 24-hour period.
Mm.
We're getting 8 inches of rain in 45 minutes.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
huge difference.
Violent.
was.
Yeah.
the
Like I said, it's like, I hope it gets it out of its system before winter gets here.
Mm.
Or we'll have tunnels to get to every place. So, yes.
That's PennDOT's in charge.
Any updates on XNG and all of our concerns about XNG and Forest Lake that you can tell us what the latest is?
Well, I do know that, you know, with XNG, I know that I just talked with DEP this week. DEP says that they originally filed their application for their air quality permit. It did get rejected, it was missing some stuff. They have reapplied to correct those issues. DEP is going through it now. And of course, DEP will be assessing and making a determination if any fines are going to be ascertained as to the air quality permit. As far as everything else, you know, they are currently in compliance with the design standard, so that's done. I do know that the state police and motor vehicle inspection has decided to increase their operations on the North Road for all truck traffic, to start working on that. So.
You know, I passed by yesterday and I noticed that part of the wall was down. Not all of it is up as it was a week ago or a few days ago. They're missing parts. So, and the noise is loud still, and they were operating both engines. So there was emissions from both of the stacks. So what can be done by the county to have a better noise ordinance, that we can have a maintenance noise ordinance? I went to the planning commission last night, and we need something. So I was told last night that they could take down the wall and still be in compliance because they were approved already. So there's no maintenance after the approval. So can the county up the noise ordinance as far as its requirements, so we have better protection?
Well, the county only has a design standard ordinance for the design of a property. As far as the operational, the county does not have any ordinances for operational. If people are looking for ordinances in certain areas, then they need to go to their municipalities and see if they're willing to put ordinances in to control noise or anything like that. But I understand it's a two-edged sword. You know, if you put an ordinance in, just remember when you want to have your fireworks or you want to have something else, you can't have that either.
Well, you could put that as an exclusion in the ordinance.
You cannot take and discriminate against anybody. I realize you people all think that you can come in and say, well, this guy can't do this, but everybody else can do that. That you cannot do that.
So can the county do it? And
No,
you're
the
saying
county will not do it.
will not do a maintenance ordinance?
No.
So you looked into it and you decided not to do
No,
it?
the answer is no. So any other questions?
Also, I want to know, what are you going to do about the fire chief who would not allow the emergency management people to see the crash site, #2 crash site, that happened in July, 13th? And they were denied access, and that he works for XNG, and I understand his name is Josh Curley? So is any charges being placed on this person who is denying even the county to have access to a crash site?
Well, my understanding is the district attorney's office has reviewed that. I'm not sure at this point what they've done.
So the DA is reviewing this to see
Yeah.
if there's a criminal charges possibly?
DA is reviewing.
So somebody must have filed a complaint, I guess, the county? Now, I understand when I go past that crash site, I see pipes there, concrete pipes, like, looks like a culvert. Do you know why they're still hanging out there? And the county,
No.
PennDOT's been there to clear up that area, to smooth out that area. Why are they leaving the concrete pipes? Do you know?
Well, you'd have to contact PennDOT. That's PennDOT Road.
So it's nothing that you've heard about at
No.
this point? So, all right, so that's the latest on XNG. Nothing more we can do
No.
to keep them out of our neighborhood?
Well, you know, again, you make statements that are illegal to do, You know, we can't tell X and G you have to leave here. That's discriminatory, and they can sue the taxpayers and everybody for that. So, no, we can't tell X and G to get out of here. We won't do that. Any other questions or comments?
Make a motion to close the meeting.
I'd like to hear from,
Yeah, we got a
Betsy.
motion, second.
I'd like to
All
hear
in
from
favor?
Betsy
All in favor?
about
Aye.
Washington DC.
We're adjourned, thank you. You want to meet with her about that? Meet with her later.